So, volunteering with Swim Taika, specifically in Peru, which you are all here for this. If you're not, you're in the wrong classroom, but you can stay anyway. So, we will briefly cover a little bit about Swim Taika, kind of what we do, and then we will go mainly into the fundraising aspect this time. But then I'll also talk a little bit on the signing up process for those who haven't, and there will be time to ask questions that you might have. So, you probably all know all of this stuff about Swim Taika anyway, but just in case you don't, what we do is provide free swimming lessons and drowning prevention education to underprivileged children in at-risk areas near large bodies of open water. We do this by connecting with local communities in these places, and we send out some volunteer instructors who will help not only teach the children, but then also sometimes help teach the teachers and maybe any specialties that they might have. These programs run annually at different times, so the minimum volunteer time is for 2 weeks, but you could theoretically, if you wanted, stay the whole time that the program is running. That would be fine too. We've had some people who are doing that. Our ambassador who's going to Peru is going to be staying the whole time. So, yeah, you would just let us know if you did want to stay longer. So, some key facts about drowning, which you may be familiar with or you may not. There's about 26 deaths by drowning every hour. This is globally, so that amounts to around 650. There's this is the number of drowning deaths in 2019, 235, 600. It's too many numbers for me really to even say. But in the past decade, over 2.5 million of these have been preventable. And that's kind of the main thing with drowning, is that so much of it is preventable. So there's no reason these numbers need to be that high. And that's what Swim Taika does. We try to teach the skills that people know so they can help themselves and then also help others around them, anybody at risk that they might see. They should be equipped with the skills to get in and save people, and then also the skills to avoid dangerous situations. So some people just don't know what the danger is at all, and that's part of what we do. A few more key facts that go along with this. Drowning is in the top 10 causes of death, particularly for younger people aged 1 to 24. And in flood-related disasters, drowning is the leading cause of death, which is harder to prevent in these cases, but there's definitely still skills and knowledge that we can teach people to help them in these scenarios. 60% of these drowning deaths are in Western Pacific and Southeast Asia regions, and 90% of them are in low and middle income countries, which is why we say we are targeting these specific places because they have such a higher risk. This is a photo from the World Health Organization's drowning prevention campaign. I think it's from last year, even though it just happened as well this year. Drowning Prevention Day is on July 25th, in case nobody knew. But their motto that they've had is anyone can drown, no one should, which is something that we as Swim Taika take with us. And everything we do, we work to align with the World Health Organization standards and target the people the World Health Organization deems most at risk, which is this younger demographic of children. So, um, I know I said I'll discuss the actual sign up process a little bit later because we have been over it a few times. It's good to cover it again, but I don't want it to take away from the focus of fundraising, which is what we're here to talk about. So, we use Just Giving to fundraise. We've been using it for years. It's the best one that we found, and we use it both for our programs and our English Channel relay swimmers to raise funds. It's great. It's super easy to set up. The link is here, which of course you can't really click it through your screen, but it's also easy to type in, and you'll be getting it in your emails after you've registered to volunteer with us. So you don't have to worry too much about writing it down or memorizing it or anything like that. So the minimum fundraising target for volunteering for 2 weeks in any of the programs is £1,500. Ideally, we would encourage you to aim towards 1,800 because that just means we're able to provide more support for the charities. But that's up to you what you feel you're able to do. We have a fundraising pack that we send out to everybody as well. It has, some tips and tricks on how to fundraise. We also have letter templates, and all of this is available on our website as well. There's a little search magnifying glass on the website, and if you type in documents, and I think it's the second option, once you scroll down, you'll be taken to the web page, and it's got our fundraising pack. It's got program-specific volunteer pack kind of stuff. But then it's also got things like the terms and conditions for English Channel Relay, blah, blah, blah. That stuff you can skip. But if you're looking for it, it has the fundraising pack. It has the letter templates. All of that is on there. So the deadline for raising these funds is 60 days before your departure, so before you go out to the program. This is so we basically have time to process all of it and distribute it to the partner because they need to have it well in advance of your arrival as well, so they can make sure that everything's set up on their end. This fundraising target of £1,500 covers the actual more tangible costs of being hosted at this program, such as the accommodation, the airport transfer, being taken from and to the airport once you arrive, as well as transport from your accommodation to the pools where you'll be teaching and back. And so that is about 750 of the fundraising costs, or roughly half, are these direct. I want to say physical. They're not really physical things, but like tangible stuff, I guess. Still not the right word, but hopefully you get what I mean. And then the other half of that is treated as a donation split evenly between Swim Taika and the partner. And what that means basically is those costs go to keeping both charities operating. So the partner might use it for buying more swim floats, or upgrading one of their pools, or providing a midday snack for the kids who come to lessons, any of those things. And then on Swim Taika's end, it goes mostly towards kind of a central pot where we can then use to try to reach more communities and help set up some more programs and collaborate, all in an effort to save more lives. So now we've kind of talked about that a little bit, the quick overview of how to actually volunteer and join this program is, first you would register your interest on our website, which you all have, and that's how you're here. So good job, you've got that done. And then the next thing would be to reserve your volunteer slot. That will be another form sent to your email, and that is when you can choose what time you want to volunteer at and also which program, so that because we have a limited number of available spaces for each slot. It's about a maximum of 5 people that can go out at one time. So if you choose your space, then that's what you have. You don't have to, I don't know, fight anybody about it later. That does also come with a small reservation fee. At the moment, it is £45, but it may be needing to increase soon. So if you've had any doubts about signing up, now would be a good time to do it. Even Helen, like if it's for you for next year, you can still go ahead and do that. So once you've done that, then you will get a longer form, which is the proper application. That's where you will put your details, such as contact info, any maybe medical things we need to know about, which that's purely ones that we might need to know about that could like if you need accommodations while there, I guess. Otherwise, we don't have to know. References, emergency contact info, blah, 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 all of that kind of stuff. But it's all in there, so you don't have to keep it all in your head at the same time. It'll just tell you. And then once you've done that, or simultaneously while you're doing that, I'm not picky, that is how you would set up, or when you would set up your fundraising page on Just Giving. And then you've got the time to raise the funds to get ready, and then the next thing really would to be book your flights. We do have regular webinars, as you probably all know, because even if you've not made it to the other ones, I'm sure you're getting the emails about them. And so kind of the closer we get to the program, the more nitty gritty the details get, I suppose. And then any questions that you have at any point, you can always ask me. And if I don't know the answer, I can send it to somebody who does. So the actual things that you will need when filling out the volunteer application form and to do the volunteering is swim experience. A teaching swimming qualification is great, but it is not necessarily mandatory. A DBS check or any other background check, for the people who are not in the UK, just the same sort of thing. The commitment to minimum of 2 weeks volunteering, as I already said, that is the minimum duration you can go, but if you want to go longer, you can also do that. You will need 2 professional references. That's just so we can, I guess, make sure that people are not just, I don't know, random people who don't actually care about teaching swimming. And an enthusiasm and passion for teaching, which I don't think you would be here if you didn't have. So I'm sure you already have that covered. Now, we have time for questions if anybody has them.
May I just quickly ask, what date is the 2 weeks in Peru? I mean, I've got it all written down, but because then I can calculate the 60 days beforehand when you need the money.
That I can look for your specific 2 weeks because they're different ones. Sorry, my cat's trying to.
If we wanted to, like, we booked for a month, and if we wanted to come a few days before that date to help out, when would you need to know that by?
As soon as possible. Because it may be that the program is not able to accommodate things outside of the structured bits, in which case you'd need to just find your own sort of accommodation, which you can do, and people do that a lot, so it wouldn't be a problem.
And when when do we get the exact? Once you've got the funds, you know, the whole the amount is reached. Will you communicate the exact address where the swim teaching is actually taking place, so we could look around to have accommodation nearby?
Yeah, we can send that to you beforehand as well. I can make a note to do that. I think
Could you do
Peru.
that? Yeah,
Yeah, I think
and then
Peru
we can
has.
plan. We can plan
Mhm.
around it as well. We're flying into Lima, and obviously we're going to do a bit of discovery as well. You said that some of the money is included to pick people up from the airport. Where would you be able to pick us up from then? Does it have to be an airport, or could it be even nearer?
It could be nearer. They can pick you up from their closest airport, which I think is Trujillo Airport. Um, but if it's closer than that, yes, they would be able to pick you up. So if you are coming early and having accommodation that's closer, that should be fine.
And also, we could maybe work around what we want to do beforehand, and then come to an airport closer to you. Would you be able to give us the closest airport, just a bit of information, so we can work around that, please?
Yeah, I'll send that to you as well.
Thank you very much.
Can you send that information to all of us, please? I'd appreciate that as well.
Yeah.
Of course.
Thank you, Ash.
So,
I can't actually tell who's talking. Was that Claudine that was talking, or was that Helen?
No, it was me.
Claudine.
Was asking the questions. Who's me? Oh, see, none of your faces are moving.
Oh,
okay, Claudine.
How far away is the airport to where the accommodation is? I know that one of the other places that you have, it was like a 10-hour journey.
That's Uganda.
Yeah.
That which it is quite long there. This one I don't think is more than 2 hours.
Okay. And if you're wanting to stay longer than the 2 weeks, do you have to raise more money? Because obviously you'll only be needing the accommodation for longer.
Yes, you'll need to raise more to pay for the, again, I want to say physical costs, which isn't right. But I guess I could say the cost of hosting a physical person.
Yeah.
Well, living-wise, you're there, isn't it? Necessary outgoings.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's a really good way to put it. So it would increase, but it wouldn't say if you were staying for 4 weeks instead of 2, it wouldn't necessarily double. Yeah.
Okay. And if you're wanting to stay, say for instance, you're just going to do the 2 weeks, are you able then to, if we're not going to take the travel back to the airport at that particular time, say we just want to then, whilst we're there, go and explore a little bit?
Yeah.
You would,
again, you would need to book your own accommodation. They wouldn't be able to let you keep staying at the program. But yeah, if you didn't want to go home immediately and you wanted to stay in the area and do stuff, you totally could. And honestly, if you talked to the employees who are there and asked them stuff that they thought was worth doing, I'm sure that they would give you a really good list of things to do as well, because
the locals. Sure.
Yes, they love sharing their culture and things about the area with the volunteers.
Yeah. And what do the days look like? How long would your teaching day be? And then
yeah, so I believe Peru has a couple of different pools that they teach at. Don't quote me on that, because sometimes I mix up the different programs. But it would be a few hours sort of around noon lunchtime-ish. So you'd have enough time, get ready in the morning and stuff. And then afterwards you would have time to do your own thing as well. There may be, if you wanted, some other opportunities for volunteering, not swim related, because the Peru partner, Ocean, they run a couple of different things. And so if you were interested in volunteering in one of these other aspects, we can always, let them know, and you can spend part of your time doing that as well. I think they have an English class is one, and they are always happy to get native English speakers in there because that provides a really good perspective for all of the students. I think they have a women's and girls group that helps sort of support them in some of the unique issues that they might face. And I want to say a STEM group or like a programming group type of thing. So they've got a few other aspects where you could volunteer if you wanted, but it's not mandatory if you don't want to.
Right. And is that in the same place, or would that be in different areas?
I think they've got a different bits
Location.
of place. I mean, the swim teaching will primarily take place at a pool, and the other stuff will not be at a pool. So it'll be at least a little different, but it won't be like going far outside the town or anything like that.